We are going to be the first ones in New Zealand tuning a new MK5 Supra. Hey, it's Pat from PBMS, and today we have a brand new vehicle here, one of the new MK5 Supras, and we're going to talk you through what this car does, what sort of engine it has, and then we're going to talk about modifying them. This here, as far as we know, will be the first MK5 Supra that's been tuned in New Zealand. This one here is a 2019 MK5 Supra, and they come from the factory with a 3-litre. The engine is called B58, and they're making 335 horsepower stock, and that is to the engine. The transmission in the car is a ZF 8-speed automatic, which is very quick. It has pedal shift, and the car has the latest tech as you would expect from a BMW influenced vehicle. The influence from BMW you can see everywhere, like no matter what part of the car you look at or you touch, you can see that BMW has been part of it. They've supplied the drivetrain, and they've also built the car in Germany. So there is a lot of BMW in here. Visually, it obviously still looks a lot like a Supra, and you can see the connection to the Mark4. The Supra is built on the same platform as the BMW Z4, and BMW is also using the same engine in a whole lot of other vehicles like the 3 Series and the 7 Series. So that is clearly to be seen. It also has a Bosch ECU, which means tuning this vehicle is a lot more like tuning a BMW than it is like tuning a Toyota. From the factory, this is a really nice vehicle with all the creature comforts, and it drives really nice. It's smooth, and it does have a bit of punch behind it. However, there has been the thought in the technicians and the engineers that these cars are made to be modified, and there's a lot of room to make more power. As just mentioned, the tuning potential is huge, and these cars respond very well to just software. So putting this car on a dyno with no physical changes made, we can see huge power gains of up to 100 horsepower. So that is much more than you would see from a normal JDM vehicle. The power gains can be achieved by working with the ECU and slowly removing limitations that have been set from the BMW engineers, allowing the car to have more torque and higher boost to achieve that additional horsepower. On this car behind us, we have fitted a K&N drop-in filter and performed the PBMS tune package using the latest ECU Tech software. To start things off, we've put the car on the dyno in completely stock form and measured what the base power to the wheels is. we've seen 245 kilowatt on this car here using 98 octane fuel. From there we fitted the drop-in filter and we started to perform the tune package. In the end, the car ended up producing just over 300 kilowatts, going at 301 kilowatt to the wheels. The limiting factor on this car is the torque calculation that happens in the background between the ECU and the transmission, which means on the road the car ended up with this power figure, even though on the dyno it was possible to produce a little bit more. So this is why we ended up trimming the power slightly for the road, and we ended up at that 301 kilowatt, which makes the car feel a lot more alive, a lot more powerful than the factory power, which is more around that 230, 240 kilowatt vehicles dependent. So you get a massive increase of about 60 to 70 kilowatt just from the tune. If you are looking to do even more, then the first place to start would be the downpipe, and there are lots of aftermarket products already on the market. The aftermarket downpipes have a higher flowing cat, and they optimize for performance to let the exhaust gases flow more freely and therefore make more power. While you're there, you can also consider installing an upgraded catback exhaust, as the factory one has a lot of restriction in it. There are also a whole lot of performance intakes, starting from just a basic K&N drop-in filter to full cold air intake systems such as the AMS intake. If that is still not enough for you, then you need to start looking at intercoolers and turbochargers, where the custom packages come into play. BMW and Toyota have been fairly conservative with the power, so the B58 engine can handle a lot more than they have put into it. All common bolt-on upgrades and even smaller turbocharger upgrades are fine on the factory engine internals. We support this platform with parts, modifications and tuning, and we have the full ECU Tech tuning suite available. So if you have a MK5 Supra or a BMW with the B58 engine, then get in touch with us. Thanks again, Andrew, for dropping off your awesome MK5 Supra. It's been great to see the results on this, and we're keen to see you come back for some more modifications to this car and to see more MK5 owners come through the door to modify yours and see what results we can get for you.